Hello, this is Eric Merritt from Eric Merritt Sells Easy Real Estate, Realtor of HomeSmart Northeast Mesa. Welcome to our YouTube channel. This is your first video. This is our second East Valley Market Report update. And this picture behind me is a background of Botts Canyon. I went there 5 years ago. It was really fun with a friend of mine that has a FJ Cruiser lifted with very good tires. And he was pushing the limit, but the FJ Cruiser is excellent at that kind of stuff. If you can see the background in there. So anyway, this video, we're going to talk about what's happened in all 13. There's actually 4 or 5 neighborhoods, but there's 9 or 10 cities. So we're going to go into what the average sales prices have been, what the monthly inventory supply rate is, and then we're going to go into the supply or the sales price to list price ratio. So you can see they're well over 100% everywhere. And then the second part, we're going to do the highs and lows. So you can see the picture of the highest that sold and the lowest and their stats as well. Each of those will have a clickable link if you, not in the video, but there's a link that will take you to that page that you can access all of them. And I'll talk about that later in the video. The third component is something that's different. You'll see the price ranges from as low as 150,000 to 300,000 on mobile homes and 250 to 350 on single families, all the way up to $5 million. And what they have, the sales price to list price ratios, SP to LP ratios are in each of those categories. And then you'll also see the second part of it is of all those deals that sold in those price categories, how many were sold FHA, conventional, and cash. And I think that's extremely important for, especially for first-time home buyers. If you're trying to buy a resale that's 250 to 350, you better get a conventional loan if you want to participate and play in the game, because it's very, very tough out there. Even on a mobile home, you better get a conventional loan. If you're FHA, then you have a 1 in 6 chance of getting under contract. I would rather have at least a 70% chance of getting under contract to start with. So eliminate a lot of hassle. So, and then the last part is the East Valley synopsis and the Metro Phoenix area. We're going to talk about what the progression has been since September of last year to May. And we finally have over 5,000 active units running all the time in the last week and a half anyway, in June. So we're going to discover that. And then we'll go into comparing May of 2020 to May of 2021 for each of these different cities. I'm not going to go into every single city, but I'll just touch on the highlights there. And then you can go over the video and watch that part again. So if you find this video interesting and with the material, please go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button and share this video with your friends or anyone that can benefit from it. And you'll receive future notifications as well. And we will get this video started. Thank you. Okay, here is our East Valley cities and communities market update for June 2021. Apache Junction had an arrow going up because it went from more than a tenth of a month, 3 or 4 days supply up from 0.51 to 0.63, which is a good thing. I would rather have all these ratios go up some more. Apache Junction had 104 homes that sold, 27 less than in April. The highest that sold was 715,000. Lowest was 41,000. Average sales price 283,408. Chandler had, so all of these other cities had an equal sign. As you can see, except for North and Central Gilbert, that's the other one that went up just over a tenth, but everything else had an equal sign. Chandler had 429 that sold, 16 less than in April, 103.4% of list price. The highest that sold was 2,225,000. Lowest was 155. Average sales price in Chandler is now over 500,000, 514,229. 121 units were active on June 8th, and very little change in the month inventory supply, 0.28 from 0.31. Florence had 109 that sold, 9 more than the previous month. Florence was the only one that actually had a plus in sales, whereas everyone else decreased a little bit in sales, number of transactions. Highest sold was 590,000. in Anthem Merrill Ranch, I believe. Lowest was sold 16,000. Average sales price 286, 481. Gold Canyon, 62 homes sold, 10 less than in April. 2,050,000 was the highest sold, 125 was the lowest. Average sales price just under $600,000 at 596, 485. Mesa had 914 units that sold, 30 less than in April. 102.9% of list price is what the sales price was. $2,545,000, $7,900 for a mobile home was the lowest. 401,623 overall. Northeast Mesa, 106 sold, 4 less than in April. 101.4% was 2,295,000 in Las Sendas is where that one sold. Same thing with the lowest that sold. Northeast Mesa was the same as Mesa, $7,900. Gilbert, 470 units sold, 2,800,000 was the highest. 225 was the lowest. Average sales price in Gilbert is now $563,988. And then North Central Gilbert, highest it sold was 1,920,000. Lowest was 225, a condo on the Icon Hayfield condos at Gilbert and Houston. Average sales price was $523,606. Power Ranch, the highest it sold was 900,000. 340,000 was the lowest. And the average sales price there in Power Ranch was $515,625. Southeast Gilbert, same thing, 2,800,000, the same as the one in Gilbert. 602,026. That is the first time that I've been pulling the data for nearly 4.5, 5 years that Southeast Gilbert has reached 600,000 in average sales price. Queen Creek was 549,814. Santan Valley was just under 400,000 in average sales price. 102.8% of list. Queen Creek was 103.3% of list. Tempe was 101.8% of list. 1,100,000 was the highest. 163 was the lowest. So that is the data for the neighborhoods. The highs and lows. Apache Junction, this is the one that sold for 715,000. Chandler had this one sell at 2,225,000, 347 days on market at 96.7%. Florence, this is the one in Anthem Merrill Ranch, 590,000. This one in Gold Canyon was 2,050,000. 8 days, 97.6% of list price. Mesa was a 2,545,000. I believe this was an 85213 zip code, a very north part of Mesa. Northeast Mesa and Las Sendas, this is the one, 2,295,000 at 100% of list price. Power Ranch was this T.W. Lewis home with a basement, sold at 900,000, 100% of list price, and a realtor owned this home. Southeast Gilbert, this is the one at 2,800,000. Queen Creek, this is the highest it sold there, 1,525,000. So you can go through all these listings, go to this link and copy this link into a separate window or on your desktop. And then we'll go to the webpage on my website, click on that link, and it will take you to all these listings, and you can get access to all the pictures and listing sold information for all of these that sold, all the highs and lows. And then this is a new part that I put in for this month, new component. So you can look even at mobile homes, 150,000 to 300,000. The average sales price of those is 223,156 at 99.9% of list price. Condos, 150 to 300,000, 102.3% of list price. Single family, 250 to 350, it's 103.8% of list price. So if you have a home that's 400 or 300,000, that's 12,000 over, basically. Until you get to $1 million, the sales price to list price ratio will remain over 100%. As soon as you go over $1 million, then it starts to drop off to all the way to 5 million and up, 94.1%. So this represents the entire Metro Phoenix area right there. And then this is how they sold. So how they sold FHA, conventional, and cash. So the first one, mobile homes, 191 sold, 30 cents for FHA, 69 were conventional, and 42 were cash. If I were you, I would rather have but an 80% chance if you are buying a mobile home to at least get under contract versus FHA 30 cents divided by 191. That's not even 20%, it's just under 20%. Single family 250 to 350, 2,271 homes sold, 386 were sold FHA, 1,000 were sold conventional, and 589, nearly 600 were sold in cash. So 1,600 divided by 2,271, you do the math on that one. That's pretty high. Until you get to, let's see, 750,000 and a million, 502 were sold, 315 were conventional, and 113 were cash. And then 5 million and up, 19 were sold, one was conventional, one was a jumbo, and then 10 were sold cash. So you can see that, the cash does go up as you would expect on a home that's a multi-million-dollar home. But I think the most important things to look at are the condos and townhomes from 150 to 300 and single family homes 250 to 350. This will show you how they were paid for and why it is extremely important to do anything you can to get a conventional loan. If you have to pay a higher interest rate to get a conventional loan than FHA because your credit score is not at 680, so be it. At least get into the home. You can refinance later, but get the equity now before it's too late. So the next part we're going to go to is the synopsis. September 30th, last year we had 8,037 active, 8,828 October of 18, and then we had 3,500 less active because of the tsunami of buyers that came in from California, 5,385, and we stayed below 5,000 units. February, March, April, and May, all the way to this month, we're finally sustaining over 5,000 units at 5,582 on June 14th. 9,670 is the amount of homes that we sold last month in May, and then April was 10,200, March was 10,004. So the month inventory supply is starting to creep up a little bit from far from being a month supply. It's a little bit of relief for buyers, but not that much, but a little bit. But it's still a very hyper seller intensive market. The Cromford market index shows that the demand has decreased in all 17 of these cities here. So you can see they're all in red dots going down. And these are the different percentage increases. You can go to this page and look at any of these cities there. And then the East Valley, Apache Junction had the most amount of transactions. That was a decrease, almost 21% less transactions, 27 less, probably because of snowbirds, I'm sure. The average sales price was 283,408 versus 256,831 from a year ago, 10.3%. Gold Canyon had the biggest increase, 65%. 596,485 was it last month, May 2021, versus 361,478 for May of 2020. Southeast Gilbert was 602.26, like I said before. 428,217 was a year ago, May 2020. That's a 40.6% increase in average sales price. And then Queen Creek was 36.2%. Santan Valley was at 40.3%. So Santan Valley was 283,229 May of 2020 versus just under 400,000 last month. And this is what it was at the peak of 2006. So you can go through all these different. The East Valley collectively had a 36.9% increase in appreciation from May 2020 to May 2021. So you can go through all these details. If you have any questions about any of this information, please feel free to give me a call at 480-999-6061, or you can text me if you like. If you find this video interesting and you'd like to see some future updates of community videos and educational videos based on what's going on with the market, please go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button and share this video with your friends or anyone that you know that can benefit from it, and you'll receive future notifications as well. And I thank you very much for watching, and we hope to be your realtor of choice in the future. And if not, you have a good realtor, make sure that they know this information. Make sure that you are fully aware from them what it takes to buy in these different price ranges. They need to pull that up in the MLS so that you know what the sales price to list price ratios are that you can expect to pay for something, so that you fully understand what's going on out there. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Have a wonderful day.